welcome back to the Wild and Wild podcast. Today, I'm so excited to welcome a woman who quite literally brings more colour into the world and into well-being. So Kate Harrison is a TEDx speaker, author, chromotherapist, and founder of Chromie, a well-being brand dedicated to unlocking the power of colour as a tool for confidence, emotional balance, and self-connection. So did you know colour can impact our mood, our mindset, your nervous system, and even the way we show up in life and do our business? So this conversation will dive into living a life of alignment, flow in business, colour, of course, and so much more. So welcome, Kate.
I love that.
Yeah.
No pressure. I was like, I do know those things. Then I realised, well, of course I do. I'm the expert.
Are you like all the things you go, yes, I do that.
Yeah, that's why I'm so tired.
Oh,
but it's all good. It's all good.
Do you
Thank
feel
you for
like
having me. So excited to be here in your gorgeous studio.
Thank you so much for being here. I mean, I follow you on Instagram a lot and you just seem to be doing so much at the moment. You're here, there and everywhere, doing festivals, big workshops for big brands. How do you feel at the moment?
Last year was mad and this year is consolidated effort. So last year I was everywhere because I had to, you're doing this, you're building a brand. It was crazy. But this year we're getting a lot more intentional with our energy.
Yes.
So
You do have to have them growth years though, don't you? Like it's kind of all about being seen and getting your brand everywhere. And then you want to go into the more flow.
You do, but I think I'll probably get more visibility this year. I'm all for working smarter, not harder this year. That's what it is. So actually my audience are going to be bigger and the actual time spent will be less. But
I love that. That's what I feel so strongly about. Like I always say at my workshops at Wild and Wild, I'm like, let's just work smarter, not harder, because you can just lead to burnout and doing so much. So it's like creating things, workflow and balance in your life is so key, isn't it?
I feel really good at the moment and I feel very in flow. And I think when you're in flow, stuff comes to you. So whether that's ideas, whether that is opportunities. And I'm a firm believer that you need to get yourself in the right place. So act like the person you want to be, because the universe is not going to deliver these things until you where you need to be. It's going to meet you where you are.
And surrounding yourself by the right people as well. And just being in that vibe and just, it's so true though. And you can see that from your social platform. Like you just have this aura around you, this energy. And I want to touch more on that because actually you always talk about colour brings this energy. Or what's that quote you say about the energy? I wrote it down actually here. Wait there.
Oh, go on. You tell me my quote. I can never remember what I mean. Like I literally said to you before we started, I can barely remember my children's names. So come on, like my own quotes.
Colour is energy that you can see. I love that.
It's true. But you don't just see it, you feel it as well. So we're going to get into it. Yes. But I'm loving that you've got colourful drinks as well, by the way.
Okay, so I wanted to touch on, because my mind wanders. We've got Activate Drinks. They're our main sponsor for our podcast. So I've got these beautiful colour drinks. We've got black currant and raspberry, the pinks, the yellow mango and passion fruit, and then we've got lemon and lime, the green. So what are you going to go for?
For colour-wise, I'm going to go green every time. Oh. So green's my soul shade. We'll talk a little bit about that after as well. But green's my soul shade. So it's the colour of my own energy.
And I saw, I've properly been stalking you.
Brilliant, I love that.
The green is a year of the horse, like your year of the horse you'd put on a post. Like that's the energy you're going for this year as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I think it's interesting when you can give your energy a colour because oddly, you've got the orange behind us and that is the colour that I associate with you, but we don't know yet. We haven't done your soul shade.
It's interesting because I have orange, I weave it into my brand. Even though my brand's very like browns and nudes and calming colours, I just have this like drive to go, orange needs to come in. So whenever I do like posts or graphics, I'm like, get some orange in that.
Do you know what orange is linked to?
Oh, what is it?
So it's all your sacral chakra, essentially. It's your creativity, and I feel like you're really creative. You're in a fire. It's your connection to gut, to your gut instinct. And I feel like you are so in line with that.
Yeah, it's funny because I wasn't always, like, as a child, I was so shy and inwards. And I remember my mum was very powerful orange colour as well. When she was in business, she'd wear orange suits. And I used to dull my colours down a lot because I didn't want to be that person that was seen. And only really when I launched the business, I've like grown into this, like using
But this has
colour.
always been there.
Yeah.
And this is the amazing thing,
Okay.
is that these colours are there inside you. And a lot of people go into neutrals and black, which actually isn't a colour. We'll get into that as well.
Yeah, so what does that mean when you go for, because I do tend to go for neutrals.
Let me open this first of
hopefully.
all. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
I hope
no,
it
let's
doesn't
try
fizz
this.
all over
I know,
me.
I was
It
just
depends.
thinking that.
Let me just open this.
The
gorgeous.
podcast studio will kill me if we just
What
explode
have we got?
these.
Oh, lemon and lime. Right, I need a bit of this.
Yeah.
I've had a busy day so far.
Oh, I love these drinks. And they're so, I should say as well, they're packed full of vitamins. So
Vitamins and
in
minerals.
this, you've got like no sugar, natural flavours. You've got like vitamin B6, D, C, B12, all of them. So I love
Got a bit
this.
of everything in it.
Yeah.
Bit of zinc. Love that. Deliciously good for you. I can vouch for it. Tastes great.
Well, I
Tastes
brought
really good.
these for you because I thought the colours are just
Thank you.
like
Well, I'm here
powerful,
for
aren't
it.
they? Yeah.
And there's only 5 calories. Bang. I'm there for it.
So let's jump in because I want to ask you, for like anyone new to your world,
Yeah.
how would you describe what you do and why colour?
And anyone new to my world, which is pretty much everyone, because this is a modality that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
So 25 years ago, I trained in colour analysis, right? So I trained as a stylist. Part of it was working out what colours look really good on people. So working out whether you've got a cool or warm skin tone, whether you need depth or whether you need lightness, brightness or softness.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I did that for years. I had a couple of TV series. And we set up the UK's first style advice studio on the high street. And it was great.
Yeah.
But all the way through that, these women, it was never about what they were seeing in the mirror, right? It was never about how things looked. Like a really good example that I always give is when I'd put a woman in a red dress, because red was so impactful, especially for TV. It was like, that was
It's
it.
a
We put her in there
power,
for the
isn't it?
reveal. So she's gone from feeling not confident, and really kind of head to toe black tracksuit. We put her in the red dress and she'd look incredible. And everyone would say she looks incredible, even she black. Oh, I look amazing. 3 weeks later, she'd be back in her grey tracksuit. And I'd be like, what's going on here?
So she only felt like she would, when she's in front of people or on camera, she could wear that.
Yeah,
really.
and it was all about feel. She never said I look rubbish. She said it just doesn't feel like me. And hundreds of women were telling me this doesn't feel like them. And I'm like, but why? I know it looks like you. It looks great. And then I kind of went away, had 3 babies, one less than you, but I've got one too many. So you've definitely got 2.
Yes.
And throughout that time, my confidence dipped. I had really bad postnatal depression with my first baby. I put on 6 stone for a start. If you didn't move quick enough and you were beige, I ate you.
Yeah.
So it was just full on. I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognise myself.
It is hard. I have to touch on that because motherhood, I don't think people really understand. Like, it can impact you so much. That change from having the freedom to go wherever you want, do what you want, and then you kind of, I always say, wearing your heart literally out of your chest. And then with this little being, so then we constantly put into others, except we don't put into ourselves, do we? Enough.
We give our colour away.
Yeah, we do.
Like
That's
the flamingos.
so true.
So you know about the flamingos? They lose their colour.
When
They
they're
go
pregnant.
white when they have a baby, and the men do as well. The male flamingos, also lose their colour, and that's because the way they get that pink, that pigment, comes from the nutrients that they eat. But when they have a baby, they regurgitate to feed the baby, and so they don't get the nutrients they need, so they lose their pink.
We kind of do that too,
We
yeah.
lose our pink because we plough it all into our beautiful baby, and I certainly did that, and that's the most natural thing to do. That's what we do. We transfer it. You transfer your energy, and it's all in there. It's not just through children. That's kind of when I saw it, but then when I look back, I've lost my colour at loads of different
Well, think about it.
interchanges.
I always say this as well, like with business, it's like your little baby as well. It's or a creative project or relationship. There's so many things that can impact your mental health or your creativity or your colour.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And that's what
literally.
it. So I think back to my teenage years. My mum and dad split up. I became quite ill, which now I think was probably burnout. Back then, I think it was called ME, and a lot of people then say, "Oh, it's post-viral fatigue." I look back at any pictures, very few pictures of me back then, but head to toe in black. And black is really powerful. It's like a shield. And what I see is that any little trauma in life, it could be a little trauma, it could be a big trauma, all these different things that knock you can mean that you question who you are and you disconnect. And often when people disconnect, then they will go for the neutrals and the blacks, and because they just question everything that's going on and start overthinking
Well, it makes
things.
sense. And I had this written on today because I was kind of journaling and I thought, well, I went through really bad grief in my life and I lost like 3 people really close to me. And I did start to dress differently. I was kind of reflecting on it. Even though I kept creative and I kept flowing with my business ideas, I do go to the nudes and the browns and even blacks. Yeah.
So but you kind of apply your colour elsewhere.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's different. I suppose on my socials, I am very colourful and I do like to be behind like colourful backdrops and lights. And I think, yeah, but maybe I've dressed a little bit like I just blend in a bit.
a lot of the time when we lose our colour, and some people might be listening to this and they're thinking, oh my God, that's me. You don't realise you've lost your colour until someone like me goes, well, probably only me, because I don't know if anybody else is doing it, goes, oh, I think you've lost your colour. And I remember once standing up and saying that when I did a speaking slot somewhere, and a lady came up to me and she went, you're absolutely right, I've lost my colour. And I didn't realise until you said it. And often it's because whatever's going on in your world is very overwhelming.
Yeah.
So overwhelm, the energy is overwhelming, whatever's going on or whatever has gone on. Sometimes you can just get stuck in that. So actually to opt for a blank slate is the easiest option because you don't have to think about it. So what we want to do is try and, if we untangle the overwhelm a bit, we can then start to colour you back in, starting with your own energy. So
would you start with little steps to start with? Like if people are like, oh no, but I like my browns and my blacks,
absolutely.
or I stick to one colour. Like,
and this isn't just about clothing,
Yeah.
you know, and that is the beauty of this. And that's why I kind of ditched my Soulful Stylist, which was a name that I was known for quite a long time, and brought it into Chromie, because actually this is colouring in your life.
Okay, so when did that begin then, Chromie?
Chromie has been a couple of years. That brand has been a couple of years because once I then did an advanced diploma in chromotherapy, which was back in lockdown because I had 3 kids, I was homeschooling them, they were getting these really cute little worksheets and they were learning something new every day, and I was like, I'm a bit obsessed with this. This is so cool. Like, it was horrendous at the same time, 3 of them all screaming. But also, and you homeschool one of yours, don't you?
2 of them now.
2 now.
So it's very full on.
Yeah, I just bow down to you. No wonder you're in here doing all these episodes. I would be the same in a beige environment. No problem, April, I'm with you.
When there's pressure on you, you do. Yeah, it's overwhelmed sometimes.
It's overwhelm. And in that time, I decided that at the time we had, thank you to the NHS, and everyone was putting rainbows everywhere.
Yes,
and I'm like,
that was lovely. This
is literally triggering something in me to do with colour again. And I was saying the rainbow is joyful. What is going on? It's got different connotations for different things, but the rainbow is bringing hope. How is this working?
It was
in a
really working,
dark
wasn't
time?
It was everywhere, plastered everywhere, that
Literally
rainbow.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So I put 2 and 2 and 6 and 6 and a million different numbers together and retrained in chromotherapy, which essentially involved a hell of a lot of science. So my husband at one point thought I was studying to be a doctor because there was a lot of physics in it, because we're talking about wavelengths of light, essentially.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd not heard of it properly. So
we're talking about wavelengths of light. So there was a lot of, and I'll go into it, don't worry, we'll touch on all of this. There was science, there was a lot of biology. So there were physics, there was biology, because we looked at how the human eye sees colour, how the brain processes it cognitively, that actually it bypasses your conscious brain and it goes to your subconscious brain. So it triggers subconsciously things in you. Wow. And each of these different colours had a different vibration and a wavelength. And if you have a wavelength and a vibration, then you can feel it and it's energy. And I was like, this is just...
this is science-backed.
This is bouncing off everything that I've known for the past 20 years, from what I've seen with thousands of women that I've styled, that they knew it didn't feel like them. So the more and more I dug into it, I was like, your energy has a colour. We have colours. You know yourself when you walk into a room, you're like, I'm vibing with this person. This is my person.
Oh, you spot them. Like at the networking events I do, I'm like, oh, wow, she's got that energy. And it can be such different colours, but it's like when they fit their right colour and it pops, you know, and you're like, I need to go speak to them.
And it's different between different people.
Yeah.
Like different people attract people. And I'm like, how can I do this? So I spent a couple of years just batting this around, testing it on existing clients, testing it on my kids, testing it on my environment. I painted my house green.
I was going to ask that. So if I found out my soul colour and then I said, would I implement that into my home, or is it different? You just want to have natural relaxing?
No, not necessarily. So it really depends. When I work on a one-to-one with a client, it is for them. It's very bespoke.
Yeah.
But there are also general ways that colour can affect us. Now, depending on where we're at with our energy and kind of where we're at with our own sort of personal healing journeys and stuff, that can change. Your soul shade won't change. That's still intrinsically you. So when I start with anybody, the first service, if you like, and there's an online service that people can do to get their soul shade. So they fill out the form and then it generates their soul shade. So this is something that I've set up over the past year or so. And I've written guides for all the soul shades. So if you are someone who is very much in your neutral era, which a lot of us are,
we are.
I was watching that Molly May documentary the other night.
Everyone's in beige, isn't it? Everyone's loves it.
And and I understand why. Because she has such an overwhelming life.
Yeah.
And she's been through the traumas of the past few years and it connects.
But maybe it's trending. Is it trending in the Gen Z population? I feel like the younger generation, it's like the beige, the white, but maybe it is because they've been through a hard, like the lockdown and
there are brands. And what I'm trying to do is show people that trends are great.
Yeah.
But this is more about well-being. So this is how are we connecting with ourselves.
It actually affects you. So when you said you'd research the science all behind it, and do we all see colour the same?
So when I'm talking about colour, I am talking about the visible spectrum of light. So to be classed as a colour, you have to be on the visible spectrum of light. Anything, it starts with red.
Yeah.
And it goes up to violet. Okay, so it goes red, orange, yellow, green.
Okay.
In blue. Yeah, God, I should really know this. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Okay. Anything below red is infrared.
Yeah.
So we're using it all the time in wellbeing. Infrared saunas everywhere, thousands and thousands of pounds. Ultraviolet is above violet, right? Can't see it, but we're all using it and we're spending thousands of it. It's like we've forgotten about the stuff we can see.
Yeah, that's so true.
And it's so powerful. It's such a small spectrum, but it's so powerful. So by now tuning into, and I always say it's like tuning into a radio. You don't know what your favourite radio station is until you hit that frequency and you go, wow, that's amazing. And when these women were hitting the red frequency, when I was putting them in the red dress, it was because it was actually the opposite of the frequency they vibrated at naturally. So when you get a soul shade, which would be your colour, so I said mine's green.
Yeah.
You'll also get an opposite.
Okay.
So you'll get a healing pair. So this will be a colour which is going to teach you things.
Right, interesting.
It's really interesting. Mine is red, actually. And
so
all
you'll
those
still
women,
wear that colour. You'll still like nurture that colour as well.
Yeah, but what it's really important is to know that this colour won't feel comfortable straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to be the opposite frequency to you, but it can teach you so much. So
well, it's interesting because I've been drawn I got up for this award recently and I was like, it's so unlike me this, right? And you know when you go on them rental companies?
Yeah.
I don't usually buy new stuff. I like to buy rented clothes for big awards and stuff, be more eco.
Yeah.
And I just saw this dress and it's bright yellow, like I'm talking the brightest yellow ever. I have never worn yellow, like, ever.
I saw those pictures. You looked incredible.
But I just somehow that night, I was like beaming on another vibe. I was like, I felt so good. The pictures were amazing. And I just felt so in my power. So what's yellow as well? That was
and you matched
interesting.
the brand, which was really helpful.
Actually,
I mean, now you are going to be on all of those things. So whenever I work with some of my clients and I'm like, what's the brand for the night? We want to be on the PR shots. So there you go, you're in it. If you're talking about visibility, bang on. But yellow's linked into solar plexus energy. So it is about independence and clarity of thought. Okay. So you wearing that was channeling that. You stood out a mile.
Yeah,
it's exactly
really
what you wanted.
Powerful for like social media and sharing it after. So I do need to, because I go up on stage a lot, I do need to like try all different colours and
impactful.
Orange. Maybe I need to get an orange dress.
Impactful, absolutely.
But did I ever tell you about my mum? So she won Veuve Clicquot Businesswoman of the Year, which
Did
was so she actually got like a
she?
vineyard named after her.
Oh my
Amazing.
gosh, she's my idol.
And she had 500 staff around the world. She had 30 countries. Like, it was in British manufacturing. Okay.
Wow.
But when she won the awards, and I remember being mortified, like embarrassed, she got a dress made. It was like this corset, bright orange, and then bright orange, and literally, but the photos were everywhere. Like, women in business at the time, back in the, end of the 90s, just weren't doing this. Wearing these, it had like leopard print down the side as well. And it was, now I look back, I've still got it in my house actually, even though she's passed now, but it's so beautiful. And I thought I should have really encouraged her at that time. But there is a societal pressure, I feel like, especially back in them days, to dull yourself down, especially if you're a woman in business. But things are changing, right? A bit.
I also work a lot with Girls Out Loud, which is a not-for-profit. And so I'm very much into helping girls find their voice. And as part of that, I work with a lot of corporate women as well. And it's, in fact, I've just been at an event with corporate women at, I can't tell you where I was going, but it was at somewhere. A big bank, international bank.
Great.
Is it changing?
Colour helps.
Is it changing? Yeah. Well, I'm doing a lot more work in the corporate now to help people to use it as a wellbeing tool. In fact, I've got big ones coming up for like women in property, Thames Valley Police, all their annual conferences. I'm doing a lot. But what I would say is, I had a client who worked for a huge business. She went to an awards ceremony, and I dressed her in a bright yellow dress actually, and it looked stunning. And on the photos for the company magazine, they changed it to black.
Are you kidding me? What, recently?
Recently, last
year.
year.
They changed the colour of her dress?
And they said to her, we've changed your dress to black just because it was more in keeping.
That is so out of order. That is crazy.
She sent me the pictures. She's like, this is the original. This is this. And I'm like,
why would they change the colour? Because it stands out as well. Yeah. But this is the problem. There is still an issue with women in business. Like this, when you see the statistics, like I can't believe it. Yeah. Like the opportunities, like investment for female entrepreneurs.
We're trying to book the trend, aren't we, though, babes? We're trying to book the trend. The thing
we're
is,
changing it. Come on.
We are.
We are. We really are.
Absolutely. And, nothing feels comfortable at first. And I think this is the thing within colour as well. A lot of people, especially within the corporate environment, say, I'd wear that maybe like on my holidays, but I wouldn't wear it in the office.
That's true, because on holiday I wear whatever I want. I'm like so just boom, colours and like relaxed clothing. But then I probably do a dress a particular way when I'm leading something or
because but when you're on holiday, that's you. Yeah, you're so relaxed. You don't care what anyone thinks. And actually, a lot of our true personality, our true vibe, comes out. So what I want people to do is start using colour across the whole of their life to support them. Mm-hmm. So that actually one day, we can say, what do you want to do today? What do you want? What do you want? Is it an activity you want to do, or is it a feeling you want to create? Yeah. And we can kind of prescribe a colour for that.
Because I wanted to ask about like how it actually affects us daily. So generally colour. So if you wear something like lighter and with your more soul shade colour. Say if I wore my orange, would that actually give me more energy? Would it actually help me attract more things? Would you even say like
really interesting, interesting. So talking about attracting things, I've got a whole guide on how to manifest in colour because colour and manifestation go hand in hand because, colour it's on the website there. You can go and grab it straight away. But if manifestation is talking about energy and vibrations, every colour has a different vibration. So each colour attracts different things. So yes, we can call on it to do things like that. But even on a daily basis. So for example, my soul shade is green, which means I'm very connected in with my heart energy, very empathetic, very, very giving. That's my natural rhythm. That's my natural frequency I vibrate at. Great. But we always need balance, okay? It's like I want to be the best mum ever. I want to give all my time, blah, blah, blah. And then you just end up on the floor. Yeah. And that's very much what a green energy will do because...
like Mother Earth. Like
naturally,
energy,
it doesn't have the boundaries and the energy and the grounding of, say, a red soul shade, which is lower vibrating. So red's the opposite pair to it. So I need to lean into that red. So... I've done really well at saying no this January. Very, very well. I'm so rubbish at it naturally, but work smarter, not harder. I'm learning to do that. Now, that's not something that comes naturally to me. Other people, that will be absolutely great. No problem. My husband, really good at it, okay? His soul shade is red.
Oh, interesting. So once you figure out your soul shade, you're like, oh, I need to maybe be more aware of this. Yeah.
Yeah, but also you understand how other people are as well, and the energies of other people, and you stop expecting people. Like I was always taught, treat others as you want to treat yourself, but that's not true. You know, you can't, because actually you've got to treat them how they want to be treated. And if I do those little thoughtful, heart-led things in my little green energy, they're not going to be received the same by someone with a red soul shade, because it's just not action driven enough. It's not energetic
powerful,
enough. It's not fast enough. So it makes you start to understand things. And there are a few different, within the corporate world, they use colour profiling for personalities to build teams. Well, this is a wellbeing version of that, and it's not just for corporates.
It's a bit like psychometric profiling, but colour. I like that.
But energy.
Yeah, energy.
So it's actual energy. And so once you know your soul shade, you know where you're starting from.
And so would you say it's very linked to the chakras? Obviously, I'm a yoga teacher. I do talk a lot about the chakras. So would we have that, like the indigo, like the throat?
Yeah, indigo in your third eye. So
third eye, sorry.
Violet's at the top.
The blue, isn't it?
So how I see it and how we use it within the Chromie principles is that actually, if you look at a human, the bottom, so we start with red. So we start with low vibrational. They're grounding you, they're earthing you. Yeah. So your reds, and then your oranges, then your yellows, your greens. Green is balance. So green is the colour of nature. You know, you
so
go
I kind of know
outside, you
this,
feel
really.
better. Yeah.
Because I know the colours, well, mostly of the chakras and things like that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So you can work with that as well.
You can work with that, absolutely.
And would you say, though, if someone has a colour that they don't like so much, they need to like work on that colour? So like, say if I, like you said, indigo from my third eye, if I'm not intuitively connected, I might be pushing that purple colour away.
Yeah, 100%. So I had a amazing client, and her soul shade was indigo, and she said, absolutely not. I would never wear that. I was like, well, come on then, tell me, because I'd say this is bang on you.
And how did you get her to open up to it? Like, does it take doing more spiritual practice or connection?
No, not really.
No,
like this is the most easy to apply thing ever, because these colours have energies. They have frequencies, they're energy themselves, so they'll shift energy in you. But also when I then spoke to her about it, there was a bit of a block there, just because in her past, indigo was associated with her arch enemy as a child, who was an Irish country dancing champion. And so she's like, it just reminds me of her. And I was just howling. I was like, are you still carrying this? And she went, yeah. And I didn't even know I was.
That's so funny.
So sometimes it's about limiting beliefs. And actually
shake them off.
Sometimes something can hold somewhere in you, and that energy stays with you, and you've got to just let it go.
Let it go.
But since then, and she's been leaning into it and leaning into her healing pair, which is yellow, because there's no point in having all this high vibrating energy going on without then having the action and the independence to put it into place. You see, it's this beautiful balance. So it's almost like painting your own picture, and I'm there to remind people that you're the artist, not the canvas. Exactly. You get to work out how this looks, and using it.
And just trial out different colours. Like, where would you start then? So for someone that's new to this, like, should we just say myself, if I was like, oh, I'll go and wear some orange tomorrow, or
see how it feels.
Yeah, see how it feels.
See how it feels. What generally, if people want to start looking at it from, okay, so how are we going to do this as a bit of a process? Soul shade is where you want to start, because that's going to bring you back to yourself. So if you're feeling a little bit disconnected, but you don't want to go for hours and hours of therapy, and it can be a really great place to start.
Maybe it'll be nice and healing for different journeys, because like with grief, healing. I feel it doesn't just go away. It's like something that's ongoing. So you know, it might actually connect me in that way to my mum, even though she was such a, I think her soul shade was orange as well. Maybe we inherit them.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, it's a power, like, so I should just step into that more.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting. It might be yellow, which is the next one up. So brown's linked in with the reds, so it's grounding earth. So it's grounding and very much
I do feel very
stabilising.
I've even got brown nails.
You are brown. But it's grounding, and it's stabilising, and it's on brand for you.
I do like brown. I mean, I just like it's warming. I feel like it's warming, chocolatey.
Do you know what? That's exactly what it is. Okay. So the lower frequency, the colour, and everyone goes, oh, I don't want to vibe low. No. Low frequency, low vibration is warming. It's energy building. These are warming colours. So your reds and your oranges and your yellows, they're building energy. So we only really want to use them in rooms that we want to be building energy. It's no good when I work with corporates and we work with sometimes interiors of offices and stuff, where do we want to be putting those? Where do we want to create the action? So these are action driving colours.
So you go into the businesses and say where they should put colour as
Quite
well.
often,
'Cause
yeah.
that reminds me of like feng shui in a way. Like you
This
kind of
links beautifully. In fact, I am working with some feng shui practitioners at the moment.
Well, I want to train in it. I gave a feng shui masterclass the other week, even though I'm not a practitioner.
I love it.
I did a feng shui vision board training because I was brought up with these
Gorgeous.
principles. My mum was a big feng shui
I feel
practitioner.
like I wish I'd met your mum.
Oh,
I think
you
I would have got
would
on
love her.
so well with her.
Honestly, she had her hair was bright orange as well. She had like shaved at one side. She was out there, she'd go and speak in the House of Commons in front of all the men and be like, rah, you know.
What was her name?
Dawn Gibbons.
Yes,
and
Dawn.
she was all about, it's interesting because no one was really talking about colour in branding back then, but her brand was all the red. So it was like,
action.
It was this, the company was called Flow Creek for the world at your feet. And then she had this like red
She was intro.
flow.
She was just way ahead of her
she was
game
so
for the world at
ahead.
your feet. And this is it. So she was grounding. She could feel it. She could absolutely feel it. And now, and especially with female entrepreneurs, you know, when you set up, you're like, oh, I'll just make myself a logo or whatever. But some people come to me because they just feel disconnected from themselves, but sometimes disconnected from their own brand as well. And I can work with them on colour palettes that are naturally for them. But sometimes what's naturally for you and feels great to you can actually not be a great fit for your ideal client.
Yeah.
So often we will. So I had a lady and her soul shade was yellow and her logo was purple.
Right.
And she was a business partner in this particular business and she hated the logo. And it just so happened that was her magnetic pair.
Ah, interesting.
So the purple was actually her healing pair. So once I explained it to her that it's not the way it looks, it's actually the way this feels to you. It feels the opposite to you. So you're all about independence and clarity of thought. This is vibrating way higher. This is like purpose and calm.
It's good for a brand, I guess, for that
It was
one.
great for this brand because this brand was about care homes.
Oh, right.
So this was
Interesting.
exactly where you needed.
So let's talk about that then. So for business, we have a lot of business owners and female founders that listen.
You are my people, ladies. You are my people.
Yeah, exactly. So what should they do? They should have a little look at how they're presenting themselves in, like, when they go to networking events and things, how they present with their colour. But let's think about their branding and like their actual environment, like where they're working. Yeah. What changes could they start to make? Like maybe if they're looking at their brand after they've maybe done your colour analysis, is it good? So let's say if they're, I don't know, a photographer or something, or they want to be seen more, and actually, or generally most people, I think listening, want to be seen more on social media. What colours do we need to use for that?
There's so many different reasons to use colour, and depending on what you want that message to be. So like I've just said to you, if you want to build something energetically, I was listening to a guy on a podcast the other day, and I've got an app coming out very soon. And he was talking about an app that he was developing, and he's like, it just wasn't hitting right. It just wasn't hitting right. It wasn't action enough. So it needed red and orange. And I was like, yes, mate, you're right, it does. And this is why. So those low frequency colours, do you want to create urgency? You know, McDonald's is red and yellow for a reason. It doesn't want you hanging around. It wants you going in there fast. You go there because it's fast, it's efficient. You're going to get it quickly. It's going to be hot. It might be absolute garbage, but it's fast, okay? But if you go for somewhere kind of more green,
like
you expect it, you know, kind of like a Whole Foods type thing. It's nurturing. You expect it to be whole grain. So
if they're in wellness, should people tend to go for more natural colours, like
do you want to feel calm or do you want to feel action driven?
Okay.
So if you think about the NHS blue, everything's blue. Yeah. Today I was in a corporate bank, everything was blue. Right. Blue is linked to your throat chakra. So it's calm, it's calculated. It's trustworthy.
Yeah, that's
it's about truth.
So if you want to be trusting, go for the blue.
Go for blue. Yeah. It's very, very widely used in corporate. How do you feel about blue?
I'm not sure about blue. I don't like it really.
Am I allowed to swear on here?
Yeah, you can.
No shit. It's the opposite of orange.
You know what? It's funny because you were speaking and my brain just goes like, oh, blue.
There you go.
Yeah, but then I thought, is that bad that I don't want to be connecting and calm?
No, but it's the opposite of your vibration.
Yeah, it's definitely the opposite. I hate wearing blue. But then people say, Oh, but it suits your like eyes and stuff. But
Yeah.
even though I've got green eyes, so I'm like, no, well, green's
Yeah,
more
but a
like,
nice teal, like a yellow base. You've got a warm undertone to your skin, so everything's going to have a yellow base with you. And this is something else I look at when I do full colour prescriptions. So yes, I will look at, okay, so we're going to get all these colours in. Let's look at the undertone of these colours purely for what you're wearing, because then you get the look right and you get the feel right as well. But on the day-to-day, think about where you are energetically. And even if you have got the beige house and you've got the black wardrobe and there's no colour in there, you can introduce colour into your thoughts. And I heard you talk about this on the podcast I was listening to before.
Oh, I love this is what I wanted to touch on as well. Because people
meditating.
They don't realise like how much possibility there is in meditation and visualisation. The amount of women that come to my sound baths and they go, I just saw like flashing lights, like a rainbow or indigo, and I'm like, yeah, it's starting to open you up, like you need to be aware of these,
100%. So on my website, there are colour meditation visualizations, and I do full spectrum ones, one for the morning, one for the evening. So one that's going to wake you up and energize you, and one that's going to do the opposite. Bring you back down again.
That's amazing.
They're all downloads that are on there now. I did one for Christmas, keep people calm at Christmas, using different colours for different reasons.
We should do one off topic, but at our next event we're collaborating with, you should do a little colour visualisation.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely.
Something
I'll do
like that. Yeah.
And I do them for my clients. So the one-to-one clients that I have, I create them their own personal one to support their energy right now, starting with their soul shade and then working where they're at. And I actually told one of my clients last night, use that. She's like, I've had a really grey day. I'm really knocked off. I went, okay, meditation right now. And it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay. So I'm a busy mum. You're a busy mum. We are women. We wear many hats. Sometimes you will find me in my car in the dark with the engine switched off, trying to pick up someone from rugby, and I'm 5 minutes early. I will sit there and I can transport myself to a little world. And it might be that, what do I need today? Colour's amazing because you can take what you need. So, if I need grounding just back to where I am, like to my point, I'll go for my soul shade. I'll go for green.
And what do you imagine, like you're in a green like forest, or
I just taught you through it, and it's perfect for people who don't meditate, because I didn't meditate before I did it with colour, because colour's such an anchor, and that's why I love it as a wellbeing tool, because it's everywhere. Here there's not loads of colour, but there's colours, and when your eye is drawn to it, and you can connect in, it takes you out of your body and back into the moment, or it takes you out of your head and into your body. So when I meditate and do my visualizations with the colours, you're imagining different points in your body, and that red is warming and it's flowing and it's building into a fiery orange, and then the yellow is giving the clarity.
Oh, so you can bring a few in. Like
So we can do a full one, we can do a full spectrum, we can do a full spectrum calm down as well, and it depends in the different order that I can do things depending on what people need for that day.
You do so much, like really, if you think about it, you're going into businesses, like helping them through every scale of business, but then also helping people personally, like with their even visualization, meditation, their clothing, their feelings and energy. It's amazing, really.
But colour is a connector.
Yeah.
And that's what I say to people. It can connect you. It can connect you back to yourself, first of all, the most important thing. Because if you are overwhelmed, I've been in those really dark places where you can't see the wood for the trees. And just intuitively, you're just going for the grey hoodie. You even eat a beige diet. That's where I was.
Well, it's food as well. Yeah, I was going to ask that about that. Because so when you were in that postpartum depression, was there a moment then that started to light you back up? Like, did you just have this feeling? Yeah.
And weirdly, and I don't name check them very often, but it was community that brought me back, which is why I'm so big in it, which is why I love everything that you're doing as well. Community really brought colour back for me, because I joined a Slimming World group. This was the sort of early noughties. So, and I met a fabulous lady called Anna, Italian. In fact, she retrained as a Reiki master, and her mum, Rosa. And they ran this Slimming World group. And for the first time, I was surrounded by women, most of them much older than me. I had the most weight to lose, clearly, 6 stone to lose. So I always won Slimmer of the Week, which was just brilliant. I mean, it's dead easy to lose 6 stone. As soon as you get to like 2 stone, then it's really hard work. Always won Slimmer of the Week, which meant that I always got a big basket full of all this brightly coloured fruit and veg, and I was like winning.
Love it.
And
That's
because I won it.
Challenge though, like to go through. How long did it take for you to get?
A year.
Wow.
A year
you
to
lost
lose
a
the
stone.
6 stone.
6 stone in a year. Oh my God.
But a lot of it was I wanted to go because these women would come and they would hold my baby for me. They'd push him round because he didn't stop screaming. The whole first year just didn't stop screaming. I had colic, all the rest of it. And I'd be able to sit there and actually focus on myself, focus on what have you been doing this week? What have you eaten? And it was centered around food. But then I found the more I was around these people, my colour started coming back. I started using colour and I know that these slimming clubs get a really bad rep.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
But
And actually, it's community, really.
It's community, and what it showed me was to start cooking from scratch again. So, and to cook colourful.
I used to do this, all the time. Like, obviously, I had a wellness cafe.
Yeah.
I cooked everything
Did
from
you?
scratch.
I've just said like I know. I didn't even
You
know
didn't
that.
know that. You didn't know that.
No, how cool is
So
that?
back in 2018, I opened a wellness cafe. I've had it
you?
for 8 years. Like, it's closed down now. But it was actually when my mum passed away, I closed the doors. So we won like Cheshire Life Cafe of the Year awards. We were big, like it was in Congleton, so it's a little bit further than you. But we were like colour mad, like we had colour everywhere. Everything was cooked in house, so nothing was processed food, like even the cakes and everything. We had smoothies from every colour, like even turmeric latte. You would have loved it, like every colour spectrum.
April, I'm feeling like we've got a bit of a collaboration going on here.
We need it.
We're going to get this cafe up and running again, the Colour Cafe.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you.
I would love that. I miss it so much, but it was actually losing my mum. Went down this spiral of, actually, I don't really cook as much for myself. And I used to be like chef sometimes in the cafe and things. And it's funny, isn't it, how your mindset can stop you like using all the colourful foods you used to love and wearing the colour. And
because you're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
In whichever way you're overwhelmed, whether it's overwhelmed in grief, whether it's overwhelmed with just way too many plates that you are spinning. I've got kids, I've got elderly parents now, I've got an elderly aunt I'm power of attorney. I've got all these different things. And as women,
we carry a lot, don't we?
We carry a lot, and we often come to the bottom of the list. And I guess through colour, what I'm helping people do is just have one super easy way to reconnect with themselves every single day.
It's amazing. And so tell me about your routine. So like, do you have a self-care routine?
Oh yeah, it's very basic. I do a 5-minute meditation, which I'm not like this at all.
But that's so good though, because I was listening to this podcast yesterday actually about, that one that sold like 25 million books, the Atomic Habits.
Oh, Atomic Habits, yeah.
And
good book.
I was like, he says, just even if you just do 1 minute, of 1 minute of meditation a day, like that is going to build your habit and ground you so much for the day. So meditation is so good in the morning.
So I do my own word. I know that's weird.
No, but it's
listening to
nice.
myself.
It must be good.
But it's hilarious because all my clients are like, I woke up this morning with you in my ears again. I'm like, so sorry about that. Me and my little northern accent. But I do 5 minutes, and it starts with my soul shade. I just do soul shade and healing pair. If I feel like I need a little bit more, I might do a full spectrum reset, which is great as well. If I do that, I usually do that one at the weekend because I've got maybe 10 minutes more. And I get up and I have a glass of water, first things first. And I get up when I wake up, which is normally about 5-ish, 5:30.
Oh, good.
I'm a real early riser because, and you'll feel this too, like
you have your
when
time.
Everybody else wakes up, there's no time for me. Everybody wants me. Something's not been done. And the world wakes up and I'm in demand. So for that time, that is my only time. Glass of water. And the thing that I've really got into recently is this rebounder. I've got a little trampoline.
I love rebounders. Oh my God.
I've never used it before.
Have you not?
Well, I wanted to inject a bit of joy into exercise. And the only time I've ever really enjoyed exercise was when I was boxing. I was trained by a guy who was a professional boxer and I blooming loved it. And it was just, I was in the best shape ever. And then it just tapered off.
You go up and down, don't you?
He
like with
moved
things?
so no. So this rebounder, I'm hoping for big things.
Well,
so
rebounders
joyful.
are amazing. So I did Auntie Robin's when my mum took me when I was 18. I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful I got the opportunity. But he was like, you need to rebound every day.
Yeah,
and
I've
say your
heard that he does that.
affirmations.
And he jumps before he goes on stage.
And then I worked with Jason Vale on his retreat. So I was a yoga teacher out on his retreats in like Turkey. This is like 11 years ago now. And they did it every single morning, 5 a.m, rebounding. Then we go and walk the mountain and come back down. And it just sets you up. There's something literally about it
shifts your
level.
vibration. Yeah, it does. It energy-wise, it's amazing for you. So I'm a bit obsessed with that now. Like this is the good start to the day. Then I've got like a drink that I have and it's a full spectrum. So it's basically it's a greens drink, but it has all my it's full spectrum fruit and veg, which is really important to me because I'm like, I don't just want green, I want everything. So I have that. And then I'm ready to start the day. And usually that just means kid stuff. That means making packed lunches, breakfast, getting them out of the house. I mean, they're all at high school now, so they're big enough to do it themselves.
But
Will I let them? No, I won't. No, clearly, because if I had someone to do it for me, I'd let them do it as well.
Oh.
It's too tempting. But yeah, well-being wise, that's me. Just trying to get those pillars in there, that movement and then nutrition. My middle son's celiac, so most things have to be cut from scratch. He's been like that since he was 4, so we're pretty good with nutrition.
Be more aware of things, yeah.
But that does mean like 7 o'clock this morning, I was putting the slow cooker on with the chicken casserole in it.
It's hard, isn't it? Oh, you would have loved the cafe. It was all gluten-free and stuff as well. Oh my gosh.
Well, I would have just been the best customer ever, to be honest. If anybody can make that easy for me, please do it.
We need a colour cafe. That's definitely, we should do that in Manchester or something. Or Cheshire.
Could you imagine?
Be so good.
Because we need something else to do, April, don't we?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Don't
we're
give me
not busy.
another thing. And how do you maintain like that work-life balance? I know you touched on this year, you're going to say
This year's going to be better.
Yeah. Because you have got, I've seen, you've got that Manifest, what's it called? Manifest Festival coming up. You've got, I see you everywhere. You've just done, tell us about the TED Talk as well. Can you talk about that?
Did a TEDx talk. Depends when this is coming out. I think I can talk about it, I think.
Well, you shared on your socials about it.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah. I've done it. So that's it. I've done it. It's not been released yet. So I think like we're not supposed to say anything until it's been released to the masses.
Okay.
But it was great. I did it to challenge myself because scripted. I'm not a script girl, as you can tell. I like to chat.
And did you have to be scripted? Like,
yeah, because it's TED, so it's due diligence crazy.
It's a bit like Dragon's Den, because it's like they go through that.
Everything has to be. Have you done Dragon's Den?
Well, that's another story maybe for another time. But
I have one of those stories as well. I feel like we need to talk off here.
I'll tell you.
They come to you, don't they?
Happened.
I know. That is same here. Same
right. We will.
We will chat about that in a previous business. But yeah. Yeah, so it was great. So I did it to challenge myself because I am not a scripted girl. But with Chromie, this brand, there's so much education that's needed because it is so different to anything else out there. So it's essentially a new well-being tool that can go alongside your ice baths and your breathing and your breath work and your yoga and all these other amazing things. It's like another thing to slot in there. So what I wanted to do with this was, how can I convey that in 7 minutes, which is like what I had.
Oh my gosh, 7 minutes. Wow.
And also what I learned from them was that this is so much about my personal story as well, and the fact that I've lost my colour and how that felt and how I saw other women losing their colour and how I helped them and how I helped myself. Because I've lost it so many different times.
I can't wait to
so many different occasions. So yeah, it was a challenge.
But you've done so much. Like I saw you, was it the Amazon influencer program? You did a whole workshop there. Like there's so much.
And that's just led to something so exciting that I can't talk about yet. But there's something so ace coming up next month. I'm dead excited.
I'd love to get involved in stuff like that, like the influencers getting in with Amazon and stuff. It's so fun.
And that was really, like, they just found me on Instagram.
Yeah, so tell me a bit, because I know a lot of people always ask me, like, how do you grow on social media?
Yeah.
Like, have you had a strategy at all? Like,
No.
I've
so tried
to.
Oh my gosh, I've tried so hard to have a strategy. And I've tried really hard to have someone else doing it for me, because that was like the dream. But I'm just
hard, isn't it, to do that?
It's the horrible word, authentic. It is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I think I've never edited a video really. Like, there's no filters or anything on them. If I mess up, I mess up. I'm very much a stories girl.
I think it's a storytelling platform now, isn't it? I think it's getting rid of that day and age where it's like filters and you know, just, I think I know that it's still like that on TikTok and things, but we just need to be real with people and honest.
And I haven't really mastered the whole TikTok thing. People keep telling me I need to be on it.
I need to too.
But I don't really get it. And also, I don't think it's, I mean, yeah, colours for everyone, but my girls are on Insta, I think. I'm pretty sure that my girls are on Insta. And guys, though, because when I did Carfest last year, I was really surprised because obviously, like, a lot of these wellbeing festivals, they're female heavy. But Carfest was a really good mix because obviously there's the cars there as well. And I did one particular workshop for the people who are like the key sponsors. So big money businesses, generally they're CEOs who donate a lot to the charities that Carfest funds for. So I think that they maybe bid big things on Chrissy's radio show and stuff. So they came along for one and it was unbelievable. And it really shifted that actually, that's why I started doing more corporate stuff, that these guys were like, like, we need to talk about this because we only wear blue and grey and black.
It's so dull, isn't it? A lot of the time for men.
And when I did their soul shades, so I gave to I think there were about 10 in the actual thing, did their soul shades. I think 7 out of them were violet.
Oh, wow.
Which is really, really rare.
Yeah.
So violet's like the highest vibrating colour on the visible spectrum. And it basically showed that they are so purpose driven and so big picture thinking. They vibe so high. Most of them are ADHD as well. I know you are, and I pretty much definitely am with no diagnosis.
Do you think you'll get an assessment, or you just
know? I've just got my coping strategies, and it's what makes me.
Yeah.
It's why I can put a slow cooker on at 7 o'clock whilst filling out something for school, a permission slip,
Oh my God, you're like me.
whilst scheduling a podcast. That's what I do. It's just what I do.
It's a superpower, really. It is. Like, you
and if I
do...
think if I didn't have that, I don't think I'd be able to do any of this. But what was really apparent was that, yes, they were this high vibing. And where did the yellow fit in? The yellow, this independent and this action driven, because they were all up here with the thoughts, the ideas, big picture thinking. They then had implemented a team to do the opposite of what they are. Okay. And that is the key. And I've learned so much about business through this. And this is why the corporate side of it and applying this to colour profiling within corporates. Honestly, it's like, operate in your zone of genius and get other people who are way better than you to do the other things. That's like, you don't need to deal with the blue. Yes. You will feel so stuck and so if you're trying to do the blue. And that's why a lot of people struggle with social media, because they might be a blue soul shade. Yeah. They might be blue. They might be amazing at process and strategy and figures and following different rules and having that side of the business.
They like more structure, or looking at the accounts and the flow. And I think it's so many people try and push through and they're like, I'm so bad at this social media thing. And I was like, you just need to find someone that loves it, that can get your voice. You can still, I always say to people, like, you can send them just voice notes. Like, say if you had a social media management and you can just say, hey, I want this storytelling today, but, you know, I could record a quick video, or you could just tell it on a voice note, you know, and they could put the videos together for you.
But the same for me, like, I've just signed an agent because I'm dead good with the green. I'm dead good. I love what I do. I know it inside out. I love communicating. I love helping people, help them to connect back with themselves. But I'm really rubbish at negotiating.
See, I love a negotiation. I'm really...
But you know why? Because you're lower vibing. You are energy and you've got that fire.
I was so happy yesterday. Oh my God. I can't really share it yet, but I just managed to... I'm manifesting all these things like for free as well. Like, go out here and do this for a week, and like holidays and trips away. And it's like, I've realized if you don't ask, you don't get. Like, you've just got to be more cheeky in business and approach these big brands and say, well, could you pay for me to do this? And I'll, share your brand with my community. And I love negotiations like that, because they'll come back to me like, oh no, we need to do it this way. And I kind of go back at them. It's like...
You are your mother's daughter. You know that.
I mean, she did grow to such a level. So maybe one day I'll go global.
Do you know what, April? You're that. You've connected back with your orange. And I can feel that about you right now.
I can feel it today, actually.
Yeah.
It's funny because for those that don't know, that aren't watching it, it was on red before when we came in, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the colour.
Like, oh.
And I was like, we need to change this lighting.
And you said orange. And it's so... So I feel like I know you a bit, like we've met at events and stuff like that.
Just briefly though, haven't we?
Briefly. But then I listened to a couple of the podcasts and I get that from you. I get that orange vibe, and I do think it's your soul shade. Yeah. And then the fact that the blue doesn't resonate really makes me feel that you are stepping into yourself.
So what does that mean? So if that's my soul shade, then I know you've covered a lot today, but like, shall I bring that into my brand more? Bring that into wearing orange more? Because I always get a bit nervous about wearing bright colours.
And it doesn't have to be bright. When we are looking at intensity of vibrations, some things, it's a bit like music. If you imagine it's very loud and it's a bit like that. So if that feels too loud for you, let's soften it. So anytime...
I did find that yellow dress. I loved it after when I just went for it.
And it's so where your orange, if your orange is here, yellow's just above it. So it's going to feel very at home to you. It's going to feel very at home to you. And the red will feel okay as well. You won't be averse to it. But when you get up to the blue, you'll be a bit like, whoa, what's going on here? But you've got that creative fire inside of you. So, I'd say embrace your orange. If you ever want to soften it a bit, just know that the brighter it is, the more you're going to feel it. So don't be afraid of feeling it. But if you want to soften it a bit, then just add a bit of white. It almost
Yeah,
just
you don't need to
dials down
go
the
all in.
intensity. It just turns the volume down a little bit, just a little
Well,
bit.
it was funny actually. We had a speaker at one of our events, and she got us to do a visualization at the end, and to imagine yourself in your most powerful state and like free state. And I imagined myself on a beach in an orange or red bikini,
go.
like just loving my body, moving around with the kids, throwing them in the air, because I felt like I have been a bit self-conscious about body image and through my life. And then I went to Mallorca in 2025, and I took a red bikini and I freaking did it. And it felt so good. And I think it was like orangey red, but it just feels really good when you just put yourself out your comfort zone and try it.
And this is a feeling, right? So this is your new safe space, Orange.
Okay,
So
I'm going to dive into it.
We're going to move into it. We're going to move into it because it's got you and it gets you. And that's a really nice feeling when there's something that's got that. And also it's got a connection to your mum, like clearly a massively strong one.
Such a connection.
I would go in on that, even if you start with getting some orange cushions.
Yeah.
It could be an orange candle.
Good idea.
I'll send you the orange soul shade guide so that you've got it. That comes with a 5-minute orange meditation. So it comes with your soul shade meditation, and it's got the magnetic pair. So it's orange and blue because you do need the blue. And probably now, and I don't know what stage the business is at and stuff, but this is a stage where you need the process. You need the process. You need the strategy. The bit like me, like you asking me, oh, have you got a strategy? I'm like, absolutely not.
Like I'm awful at spreadsheets and all that stuff.
Yes,
I've just started to delegate, like accountant this, because I've always tried to do it on my own.
But don't feel like that's a failing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not.
Yeah, you got to learn.
It's just not your energy. You can't expect, an accountant to do your social media. It's not going to happen. Go into your vibration, into your frequency. Dive into it and see what happens. I'm looking forward to this.
And we all listening need to go in and dive in and find out our colour palette on your website.
Yes, you can find what your soul shade is. There's a free little colour selector tool on there as well. So if you just want to dip a toe, then you can just click on that and it will select a colour for you for the day based on what you want to get done that day.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I think, when we do this cinema takeover event together.
I'm so excited.
And it's going to be just bringing it all together, but maybe I should embrace my orange.
I'm going to look for something for you now. That is what I'm going to do.
I'll be on the
site. I'm going to find
later.
You something orange because I just think it would be beautiful.
It would be. Maybe we need an orange backdrop. I'm going to figure it out.
Oh, she's into it now.
And you did some great, just to finish, like seeing you, I can just see this really taking off. Like, I don't know, there's something about this. Like, I feel like you're going to have a really busy year ahead. It's just... It can draw us from all angles, like from home to food to confidence to energy to mindset. So I feel like, you're only going to go bigger and bigger. It's exciting.
That's why I need the red. That's why I need my healing pair right now, because I'm here for it all. Yeah. And really interestingly, when I did Happy Place last year, the day one, I wore a green jumpsuit, right? My soul shade, I wore this green jumpsuit. And by the end of it was actually my birthday that day as well. I was so on my knees and I thought, why have you done that to yourself, Kate? Because by wearing the green, I'm attracting people, not that they know that, oh, green, this woman's going to give us everything and be nurturing. Subconsciously, that green is saying to people, come and tell me everything. Come and just put on me and I will hold space for you and I will be supportive and nurturing. And I gave every single ounce I had and I said no to nobody. I said yes to everybody.
I do this in my events sometimes. You just literally feel at the end of the day, you're like, I can't speak to anyone.
And on the second day, I wore pink and red dress and different vibe altogether. So I went pink because the red can sometimes feel a bit much for me. I'm still feeling my way into it. Softened it with a bit of white, which makes the pink, but it had big red flowers on it. And it made people approach me in a different way. So they saw that
too much.
Subconsciously it says, oh, boundary. It is almost putting a boundary there.
I think it does. I think red and orange and them colours do put that boundary in.
They
Pinks,
do.
You
They're
feel
firing.
like,
it's
step in her
confident.
way.
Confident. But by putting the white in, it makes it a little bit more nurturing, a bit softer, more of a feminine energy. So I still had that confident, but a very feminine, confident energy.
You looked incredible that day. I remember seeing all your socials. I was like, wow,
it
looks amazing.
Thank you. Never fully dressed. Oh, blimey. It was a gorgeous dress. I loved it.
Gorgeous. And so what is your vision then? So have you got a 5-year plan? Have you got loads? I bet you have so much on your vision.
Do you know what? I've got feelings. I've got vision boards. but most of them are visualizing feelings, which is why I love doing my visualization. I'm a manifestation using colors. So I will manifest using each of the 7 spectrum colors. Last year, my last color to tick off was red, and it was TED. And it was literally in December. It's always my most difficult one to do because it's red, and it literally was red because it was the TED color. So so every year I will do some of those. In fact, strangely enough, my red one for this year I've already ticked off, and that was the agent. Brilliant. Which is really exciting.
And you would love the Feng Shui Bagua mat then, because they have the colours.
I do love it. And do you know what the heck is she called? Kimberly.
Oh yeah.
Kimberly, the Calm and Happy Home.
Yes, I do. I think I do know her. Yeah.
So she's speaking at Manifest the same day as me, which I'm really excited by.
I'm really drawn to this now, like decluttering our lives, but also not just using Feng Shui in our homes, but using the colours in our business and way of life as well.
Absolutely. And so so I'm doing a bit of work with that at the moment as well, which is really exciting. But yeah, my vision is that I just want this to be a really accessible wellbeing tool for people that don't think they can do wellbeing. Yeah. You know, even if it is picking a blue glass or an orange cushion, just knowing that there's a way to ground yourself, to center yourself, to reconnect back with you in a really beautiful way, really. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to cost money. You don't need a guru. Just colour in your life, really, because it's just too short to live in grayscale.
I love it. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. And I always end with a final rapid round of questions.
Oh, yeah.
Just little
quick
ones.
Fire. Oh, blimey.
So these are actually, I'm guessing the colours, but what's your favourite colour?
Green.
Green. Yeah, we got that. Matcha or coffee?
Do you know what? Visually matcha, but I just don't like it.
I know.
It's coffee.
I'm like that. I'm like, every time I see a matcha, I'm like, oh, I want that because it's
green.
green.
You just take a picture of me with it. Did I see you do that thing with the
Maybe
AI? Did you do an AI?
I did.
Yeah, and I was like, that would be only AI me drinking that coffee, but that matcha, because I want it to be matcha. But
I can't believe that AI when I did. I just said in 5 minutes, like, can you just put me with I think it was a smoothie or matcha in my hand, and it literally looked so much like me. I was like, it's just mad with the world.
It was incredible, but I honestly think that, and I am dedicating time to understand it and to start using it, because
no, it's worth it. It is worth it doing.
This is gonna, and I think I was listening to a podcast the other day, obsessed with podcasts, obviously, a bit like you, and I was listening to one the other day that resonated so much in that actually it's going to bring about the first solopreneur billionaire.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. It's like I understand the against argument for AI, like it's taking jobs and the environmental impacts. But if we are using it as women to grow our empires, which as women, we will nurture the world, we'll nurture our communities. We need to get this money in our hands to do good. And I feel like AI, like, because I put a post up, I did this AI image of myself and was like, but then it was a lovely image. And I thought, but so many women I follow just use AI on their social media. And
really?
I don't think I'd have that strategy all the time, but you can use it for branding, for pictures of groups. And if it's going to help you grow your business and bring in more money, then why not?
Do you know what? Use it for the stuff that you're not good at.
Yeah,
just make sure that you're feeding it the information, the right information that you want. But yeah, delegation.
So final one. So sauna or cold?
Oh, sauna.
Yes.
I can't deal with the cold.
I'm the same.
And I really want to, but I can't.
And any book or podcast that's inspired you lately?
I went on this podcast actually in December. I was so excited. Francesca Amber. I don't know if you know Francesca. She's got Law of Attraction. Law of Attraction changed my life. It's called that podcast.
Oh,
the Law of Attraction changed my life. Fran is brilliant. She's got a book club. And I went down to London to record her podcast.
Oh, I bet that was
in
amazing.
December.
I've listened to that. I love it.
She's ace. You know, she's a mum of 3. Yeah. She has got a brilliant book called Manifest Like a Mother as well that came out last year. We went to all the same festivals and missed each other completely. And we're going to do the same at Manifest because she's on the Saturday, I'm on the Sunday. But yeah, we got to spend a couple of hours together in December and it was just brilliant. So
I need to connect with her. She sounds fab.
She is amazing.
And then finally, the final thing is, what legacy do you want to leave? I know you've covered this a bit with your vision, but sometimes it's nice to know, what do you want to be remembered for?
Bringing the colour, obviously, but bringing the colour to life. You know, you don't have to take it too seriously. and reconnect with who you are through it, because life is a lot more beautiful when you do.
And you know what? I'm so excited to kind of go step out of the door today and go, how am I going to bring more colour into my life, into my children's life, into my husband's, into my business? Like, it's lovely.
I think you even will be amazed how much is in there already. And I think it's a real, if once you open your eyes and look for colour, you start seeing it and stuff shifts.
So excited. Thank you so much.
More than welcome. I've loved it.
Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing.